groceries. As if God dropped sleep and can't see the wickedness what taking place inside the country. Ladies and gentlemen, fight not against flesh and blood. Yeah, man. But spiritual wickedness in high and low places. We have a whole generation right now. Ooh. All right. We have a whole generation right now. What? Doesn't even know what it is to have water 7 days a week. That just sounds like a fantasy. What? You know, a man went to the shop some day ago. He buy 2 ramen noodles and about 2 other items. He called it breakfast, $30. The cheaper he had went to a restaurant. You know, we really, brothers and sisters, have to take a stand. People can no longer tell us we must vote for them. When you look, they're going to do all of these glorious things in our favor, and when you blink, all them do is things in their favor. Nothing to truly help the country. You'll swear to God this morning, I alone don't have water. I alone can't afford the cost of living. I alone are totally outraged by the raises they could give themselves, you know. Yeah, man, we come to call for many things. Me there, all kind of people there. We live on 100.5 FM. We just organizing we self one time for the one time. Yeah, man, we're going to beat some music. We're going to make some protests. Welcome aboard in the name of righteousness, we say. Glory be to the Most High, Jah Rastafari. Yeah. We have mic, we have plaque, we have everything else. We're going to be dealing with the road. You know what I mean, for the next hour. We ain't gonna make no clung of ourselves. You know, we say righteousness, born Babylon to the fullness. Jah Rastafari. Alrighty then.
Let me hear from them. You could get them the mic or...
Yeah, man, live and lit in the cut. We're gonna run some music. We ain't gonna make no clung of ourselves, you know. Ready for action.
Oh my God.
Okay, Kathy, good morning to you and the listening public. My placard says it all. If you take a good look at it, we're dying, Kathy. And it ain't science. It's not science. I don't have much to say. Just read my placard and it should cover itself.
Good morning, Kathy, the people of the Virgin Islands. As Brother Fonseca said, everything I have here is self-explanatory. You know, our Virgin Islands culture and heritage, they're killing it. They're killing it. And we can no longer sustain as a people with the current status of which we are living. If you look at how we are at the other side, we need better peace, better water situation, better roads, healthcare, price control. We need these things, the basic necessities all people struggle with daily, that we pay full bills for. We have to pay full rent. Full rent we have to pay, but you can't get full water in your houses. You have to pay full water bills, and you're not even getting the full amount of water. Government is paying a substantial amount of water to buy water, and we're not even getting the proper water to our pipes. So what it is we are doing, we need better roads. Just look at the roads behind of you. Turn around and look at the roads. Look at the roads there. Look at the roads. Look at the roads around our main hub. This is our capital. This is our capital. And look at the situation of our capital. Our capital is filthy. It's dirty. Come on, we have to do better. I am standing here on the premise of our ancestors and the people of this country. We have to do better.
Aaron and Chichi, you are both just about 2 of about 5 persons out here. Do you feel that persons are not in solidarity with your cause?
Persons are in solidarity, but you know, we have somewhat a low-key victimization transpiring in this country. Many persons are scared to come out, but guess what? Even if it's 10, 15, 20 of us, we're going to stand on the premise of every single person. We here to stand for every single person, and more are going to come. More are going to come.
What about you, Chichi?
Look at as Aaron said, victimization is something huge in the visual as well. So when you find yourself affiliated with parties, some things you can do. But at the end of the day, my inspiration is Honorable Molai. It took him a few weeks that he walked in the capital by himself, okay, to get things done and changed. So at the end of the day, most people can't really do the same to this. So I think I'm expecting or looking for a big crowd. Is the message getting out, and that's what counts.
You think that anything is going to come out of this today?
Yes, Kathy. People, unfortunately, it might not come until election, which is something that we've been doing over and over and failing about it. Okay, at some point we'll stand for ourselves. I mean, again, I don't expect a big crowd today, but it's okay. The message will get out today. It will get out. Personally, yourself, thank you.
Aaron, you expect anything to come out of this today?
Yes. I expect greatness to come out of this today. And the reason why I say that is because the message is being sent to the people out there, the listening audience, the visual audience, that we can no longer sustain the way we are living. These things can no longer transpire. So even if it doesn't happen at the drop of the dime today, as Brother Chichi said, 2027, the message will be sent. The message will be sent that change is needed. You need a generation of leaders that want to fight for the people. You need a generation of people that want to fight for the people. A generation that do not care about the amenities and they are for the protection of these Virgin Islands. That is what we need. But I could go?
Yeah, greetings again. You know, we is thanks and chalice with no malice, King of Kings, Governor Palace, Most Gracious Majesty Rastafari and Empress Menem. And we here today in solidarity with our brethren and sisters for the cause of this rebellion and revolution against the political setting that have we in a disorder and disruption ever since the overthrow and Jufai government, as like it's part of the agenda of the Berlin Conference and all of these pirateism, but still our people who hold the seat of honor to represent us, they is who dropping the ball. So we here to pull them up and put them in the right directive. If they want, some real thing will happen.
Are you disappointed that you don't see more people out here today?
They gonna come. They gonna come. They gonna come. They gonna come, and they're still present in the Empress because the media reach every home, and them don't have to be present to see them feel the vibration and to see them is member of it. You know, because sometimes this thing is just we put ourselves on a spotlight, and we is the target of these corrupt people who just want to keep a African society in this awkward reality, and that concept need to change, the structures need to change, and the whole framework need to change. So help me.
What is your message to the leaders of this territory?
Our message would be that they should really look at the reality of the black people's struggle and understand themselves, because that's something like what I would have recognized with Honorable Mr. Ibrahim of the region in Africa, that, right, Burkina Faso, and where it's to recognize you is enslaved people to a nation that dehumanize you and put you in a disposition of being. And them realities then need to be corrected. They need to be corrected. In every, like Mr. Honorable Malcolm X would say, every means necessary.
Okay. Aaron, Heritage took the bold decision of leading the call for such a protest today. What do you have to say about that?
It will take bold soldiers to do whatever we need to do in this country, no matter the process. It's going to take bold soldiers, and I stand behind the righteousness in the people of this country. You know, so if Heritage is going to come out here, Heritage is going to make the call, and I found it to be a worthy cause, I'm going to be out here. Because I know what I experience in my district. I know almost every evening I get phone calls. Probably when I don't have water, I have to put gallons inside of my truck, go to the well, fill them up and take them to homes. I know what I experience. I know the amount of persons in my community that are experiencing trouble driving home because the roads are terrible. I know what we are facing. I know the dilapidated state of my community. Just look at Seacoast Bay's Harbor. Just look at Seacoast Bay's dock. You have individuals dumping cars, dumping old materials inside of our dock, where our fishermen can't even park the boats anymore. They can't do these things. So I am here not only just for myself. I am here for the people of this country and the people of my community. Better must be done.
And what you say about this bold step by Heritage?
I'll say Cindy, you got 4 individuals.
Kati.
You got 4 individuals in this community.
Before I go any further, please stop just making this thing seem like you have something to do with me individually, miss. Stop asking all the right systematical questions. We as a country collectively are fed up of this. Stop, please.
It takes a person. It's not a crowd.
All the wrong things.
Stay focused, Heritage.
We
We're
are
asking the
staying
question.
focused.
We saw you as a person who made that bold move, and so we're asking the right questions. You know, it takes one to make a move, and we're asking the right question. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Kathy, I'm going back to you. There are 4 individuals I look up to really in this community. The young man behind here, Mr. Heritage, Cindy, Kishma, and Pico Buff. Because what they're doing, Kathy, a lot of people can't do it. Now, I'm here today, one of the main reasons I'm here today is that when Cindy and Kishma had their, going wrong and trying to alarm us about the Willie bill, a lot of us just stayed under cover and hid. And what came to pass? You understand? So I said, you can leave my placard is simply, we're dying, that's the bottom line. There's a funeral every weekend, and it's my age group and younger. It's there, okay? I was born in the 60s, Kathy, late 60s. I'm a taxi driver. There's a mule up on the hill there for hill, where the BVI was the BVI. I found myself, Kathy, last year, after giving a tourist an explanation of the wall, I said, wait, I can't believe that, look where we are today, and look where we were back then. Okay, fresh, everything was fresh, Kathy. Every Saturday morning, my father took us to a guy, Mr. Hajj Impossible, to get the fresh cow milk. You understand? We come here right here by the market square, get all the fresh produce. So at the end of the day, this ain't no science, man, Kathy. Let's get back to where we were. And simple, local cattle farmers, how we do it. I mean, tell you about all this I guess I disagree, but we are meat eaters. We have the Maureen, the Oyuki farmers down the west. Look at them, they're doing what they have to do to survive. So why can't we put some money into those simple things, Kathy? Agriculture ain't no big complicated thing to run. It ain't no science, Kathy. It's not science. Let's go back to local. I saw Mr. Fred up in Eastern right across from here. Had probably about a quarter acre of land, about 25 cow, and just one individual. So at the end of the day, Kathy, I'm here today because you're not watching the messenger and not the message. But again, victimization is huge. Until you can free yourself from parties and individuals, you'll do this, Kathy. You'll do this. I've been there, done it. All right?
One of the things we fail to understand is that the community of the Virgin Islands have a way of handling situations by being in the shade, right? And you got to give kudos to EP to taking the chance, but it's not about him. As he rightfully said, it all has to do with we the people. Just a few of us are able to stand up and not be afraid of the system that we face. And this is what's killing us here. Until we take a stand, we got people all over the world that's showing you their strength as a person. It doesn't take 10. It doesn't take 300 or 1,000 people. It just takes one man to make that chance and take that stand on behalf of our people. Even he did it, we can do it here. Our biggest problem in the Virgin Islands is maintenance. I read the 375 recommendation that was done by COI. If you go through it, you understand. There's no reason to stand behind none of those 13 representatives inside here because they're the ones who drop the ball on simplicity. Little things that they need to do and should have been done, should have been already taken care of on a daily basis. It's maintenance, simple things they're not doing. And if you could write on that, they all need to be fired. It's like you know the garbage bin is filled. And someone has to tell you to take out the garbage. These are the things they're suffering from. Simple things. You know? So we have to learn to stand up for what is right. Every district representative is failing us. There's a pothole in your district, and he cannot see to it that, or she cannot see to it that it's fixed. He doesn't have to go to the Minister of Communication who works to get it done. He has authority and power to be able to go to it directly to Public Works and make sure that hole fixed. They all are given a set of money every year to spend throughout the community, and what are they doing with it? That's the question. We operating in an old system in a new world. And it's shameful to see such young electorates inside there that performing like their old school, like they're back in the 70s and 60s. It's shameful. They go on several trips throughout the year, all year. What do we get in results? They come home, they don't report to the public. And as far as I know, one of the policies is to report to the public on what the things you learn. Implement some of the things you learn. Right? But they're driving a fancy tinted car, their expensive shoes, right? Their nice clothes, their hats, their fancy homes in neighborhoods where they don't want you to be near them, and you think they're representing you. If they haven't been in the mud, feel the mud, smell the mud, taste the mud, they cannot represent the people. Wake up and smell the coffee. It's already boiling. Thank you.
It takes a revolution to forward. It takes a revolution to forward a solution. Yeah, man. One of our major problems is that the lack of care. Pastor Abraham, sorry. With that, we have lack of care. Ain't nothing really groundbreaking what he's doing. He actually care. And that's the main ingredient that we're missing here. Lack of care. You know, because look what we're doing. We just, for instance, we just talk about the potholes. So what you're gonna give a contract, put a set of asphalt on the back of a truck, and send the youth man them to just go full up the hole in. Why you don't teach the youth man them how to do it properly? Cut out the hole properly, put in the sticky stuff, do it in layers, and then now them could go and bid for a contract to do road works. But instead we just doing stupidness like wasting money, and the first rain that fall, that asphalt what them throwing there, it gonna just come up one time. So that's why he's saying lack of care. You ain't really putting us in a place to move forward. Not that thing here is rocket science, it's just a lack of care. And that's the big deal. I've been noticing this forever and ever. It's just a lack of care. Once we start to care, then we're gonna start to move forward. But I don't know what's happening here. And my brother said we're doing politics as usual from 19 long time, which is use all the nice words, but then when it comes to before time we have not been holding their politicians them accountable. You hire them, you expect them to do the right thing, and you just like, yo, look, my senator there in the big ride just passing, looking good. But now that we want things done, them showing that them talk a good game, but them ain't on the legs, them legs bad. So it's time to move forward. Right now, the level of accountability has raised throughout the whole world. The whole world due to the same Abraham Traore. What he has done has elevated you to see what a leader is versus what a politician is.
That is correct.
And it's now time for politicians to be leaders. And if you ain't got it in you, step aside. This ain't a time for politics as usual. We need leadership. We need people who you can't even sleep at night because it's bothering you that your country ain't progressing, that your young people ain't becoming more competent and all them things. We need to raise the standard because we've been in slavery and then from slavery straight to democracy. It can't work like that. From slavery to revolution to democracy. So up to this day, we have not been in the revolutionary period. So we went from slavery to democracy, and now we're just doing the same thing that the colonizer were doing. So we actually white people with black face, or colonizers with black face, neo-colonialism over our own self. And it's time to move forward now. Enough is enough. Our future ain't no game. And start empowering the people. We need to be empowered. You can't find jobs, you can't find water, blah, 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 blah. None of these things is rocket science. You just need the first main ingredient, which is care. And once we see care, then the people are going to start to rally behind you. Until then, we're going to be out here in the streets having revolutions. And if the governor could talk for the whole of England, it don't need 10,000 that we had to talk for the whole of Tatola. He wasn't talking for the whole UK. So even with these 4 people here, we could talk for four nations around the world. 10 nations around the whole wide world. So that's my little bit for right now. And all these placards, these people had pouring out in the street. Protest. Protest is the cry of the unspoken. The people who can't get them voice out. That's why we out here. We representing 40,000 here. We representing 80,000 over there. We representing wall. We representing righteousness actually. So
Yes. Yeah, so one of the things as King Zulu just said is we have this slave mentality that we can't seem to get away from. Right? And you know we call a roasted breadfruit. You're black on the outside and white on the inside. Now don't misunderstand me to be thinking it's race, but it's a culture, it's a people. Until you recognize who you are and what you are, that's the only way you're going to be able to go forward. You can't be constantly looking back. We understand where we were. It's our time now to build ourselves and propel ourselves forward. This life we here living, accepting this, these people here keep recycling. Look at the last 20 years in the Virgin Islands. The same 13 people being there basically with new faces. I personally call them inept because they can't seem to understand their job. The Constitution have the roles played out for them. Not one of them seem to have read it and understand their role. If they were doing their role, all these recommendations from COI would have never come into play. They would have never come into play. It's the lack of them not being able to do their job is what causing the demise of the Virgin Islands. People of the Virgin Islands, wake up. Wake up. It's time to take a stand. We cannot afford for this to be going on anymore. There is no 4-year election with this situation. It's repair and move forward. You understand? Stop allowing them to put band-aids over, you're going to have them coming on the radio and what's not talking about, it's the procedures, the procurement, and it's the whole system is broken. But why did we empower them? We empower them in order to be able to fix the system. It's the politicians, the legislators is who create policies and laws. Policies must carry laws, right? And the policies are done by the legislators. So don't come and tell the public with the political talk that the system is broken. We elected you to fix the system, to give us better water, better health care, better education. But if you look around at all 13 of them, which one of them you see in the proper position that they're supposed to be in? Which one of them you see legislating according to what their mandate? Not one of them have a passion for anything they're doing. That's why the country failing and that's why they're failing. Every year our budget goes up, 400 million, 410 million. Does the people of the Virgin Islands realize we're doing a $410 billion budget and we spending 411? So we're operating in debt. Why isn't, when you are assigning all these projects every year in the budget, why is it recurring the next year? It still says that instead of the budget being deducted of these expenditures from last year, it's still coming up again. Something is wrong. Nobody's doing accounting. Otherwise, the accounting is not being reported. People of the Virgin Islands, take a stand. Wake up. The coffee is already boiling. Take your country. Stop allowing this to happen to you. in such a beautiful nation with such possibilities. Yes.
It takes a revolution to follow a solution. And my brothers them coming fast around about each of these placards with people pouring them hats out in the street, standing up for the whole nation, even for the people who don't even want to stand up for themselves. You know, it's not about no one man at all, it's about the cause.
Just look at the road.
This is pause for a cause. Bring this nation to a pause for a cause.
Look how dirty you remember after a while.
Yeah, man, then
Shut down
this
the
is
road.
the reason why we want. This is a stand, this is the time of revolution. Yeah? Enough is enough. Turn it up there. Enough is enough. This is the time. Enough. Yes, Dan.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, greetings in the name of the Most High. Jah Rastafari. Yeah, man, how great is the Most High? How great is He to be praised? You know what I mean? Brothers and sisters, the fact that you don't, when you read what this march is about, and when you look around and you realize you do not see any of the 13 people you elected, any of the previous people who you elected. When you don't see them here, brothers and sisters, you ain't gonna ask no more question. We ain't come beg them change nothing about themselves. They have shown us who they are. Our generation need a chance now. Get the youth them the mic now. Not yesterday, not next week. We need no handout. Sanction what you got sanction. Stop support what you got stop support. Who jobless? No man cause. Listen, if them had care about how the problem so easy to fix. Give we 6 months, give we 1 year. I promise you, we'll defend everything what them take 30 years to do and never care about. One man just get you telling you it's about care. When you care, you have a relentless passion for something. When you care, you fight for what you're fighting for. You don't worry about man, friend, large brother, cousin, family, none of that. You stand up for righteousness, and we are here today for that. Who's scared, stay scared. Go church or do something. We come to defend the nation. What do we really want as a people? Not for we couldn't bathe last night. Not for we can't buy groceries today. Why we poppy showing for? Not for we selling ourselves to pay rent. Let we stop clunging. When we going to be serious about this thing? If them had love higher, they would have show up. If them had love higher, they would have reversed the greedy bill. When you is a leader, you take care of the most fragile amongst you. Not give yourself raises at the country's most crucial time. Let us praise God in spirit and truth, make Satan fall down. Jah Rastafari.
It takes a revolution.
When you see the opposition leader and whatever he calls his youth now, talking about moving a motion in the House.
Yes, sir.
Why isn't he moving a motion in here?
Yes.
Since you are against the governance, why aren't you and your people here? This is what shows as leadership. You think that political talk about going against the government, taking a procedure to the House, does anything for us? Listen, we are not stupid. The people of Mount Virginians are not stupid. So stop your political talk and give us action. Fix what needs to be fixed. It's maintenance. I keep repeating it's maintenance. But when you don't have a passion for anything, is why we end up with whatever. You know? So we gotta stop accepting this, because if you can't accept it in your home, don't accept it on the street. Always remember that. If you're a customer eating steak, do not eat hamburger. Keep yourself at your level. The Virgin Islands are a beautiful place. Several systems of countries tell you about coming to the Virgin Islands. But what are we doing it? Pick bad leaders to destroy it. They're not giving us proper representation. All they're concerned about is the money that is being paid. Until they could resend that money, I will give them some support. Until they could start maintaining the country, I will give them support. Otherwise than that, I have no interest in the 13 of them, because they show me no interest in me.
That's why I come to say, to make this be clear, this ain't in no support of the opposition. Them two have had numerous years in power and failed the people. This is nothing in support of a vote and no confidence with the opposition. We say, remove Part 14 immediately for the sake and good of the country.
Yeah, man, it takes a revolution for a solution. Make a wrong, make a way. We come to pass for the cause. A pause for the cause, bring the country to a pause for a cause. Somebody got to do something for the people who can't speak of the big truck.
All right, good morning.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All righty, good morning, BVI. Okay, we have a truck, actually. So I'm going more to the media. All right, as I was saying, good morning, BVI. My name is Ferline Scatliff Leonard. I'm no stranger to the media. I'm here today in support of many of the causes here, and I'm particularly interested in our BVI culture or heritage that's slowly dying. And everyone who knows Ferline know I'm into my culture and my heritage. I've been fighting a cause in the eastern end of the island for years, coming down the road with one troop if I had to. And people like Cathy would know this, come down the road with what you have to let them know. No, we want our heritage, we want our culture intact. That's our identity. We can no longer sit aside and allow other cultures to take over what BVI needs to be. And that has nothing to do with banging any other cultures, because I'm sure when you trace the lines, we are all connected. But the fact is that BVI has a culture, and we need to make sure we maintain what all for our parents left in place for us to enjoy. We agree? We agree. And that is my cry this morning. Of course, I have other issues with our cost of living. I have other issues with our I'm watching the water system, and that is something I know very much about because I was there. Everybody will remember that I was the director of water and sewage department, and I left because no resources was being provided to fix that department, and it continues down that line. Transferring it to another entity that needs to be fixed makes no sense. But if the government of the day sees it as the opportunity to do so, then they would have had to do their assessment. So I'm not going to dive into it too much. But we need to get those departments fixed. We need to make sure that we get the authority fixed with its electricity, because it's every day we are out of power. And we need to get it fixed. That is no way for any developing economy to be thriving. We are not thriving, we are going backwards. And that's a fact. We need to ensure that in this territory, in our BVI, that everyone in this country, the majority of us, can survive. We are not the majority surviving. And that's a problem. If we do not fix the cost of living issues, we will continue to have a downward spiral on our economy. Anybody who studied economics, like myself, would know that we are on a downward fall. Yes. It's not working. Yes. So again? Yes. All right, so we need water, we need roads, we need health care and price control. And that's all connected with your cost of living. That's all related. We want to make, to the economy, to all of us. Everybody in here must be able to survive, at least on basic needs. Right now, some people are not making or meeting their basic needs, and that's a problem. I remember once I was in the Igriland area, and I literally saw one of my colleagues, somebody I went to school with, digging in the garbage, a bright person, just because he doesn't have a job to survive. I also have an issue when I see individuals my age cutting bush. That can help them. Let's find the needed jobs for these individuals. Let's get them in jobs, whether in the corporations, the government agencies, speak to the private sector,
so that when they retire at their 65, their 67, their 70, they have some kind of income getting to them to survive, at least to meet their basic needs. These are the things we need to be looking at to make sure that our economy does not crash. I am actually fearful, as someone who studied economics, I am actually fearful, and that's why I'm here this morning, speaking on these issues. And I'm hopeful that our government is listening to what the individuals are saying. I commend Heritage for his stand this morning and everybody else who is behind him. I encourage the entire BVI to please listen. Whether we support the government, and I'm reminding us again that we have to be respectful of authority. Disrespecting authority is not my position at all. We have to respect them. Because at some point we're all in leadership position. We agree? We are all in leadership positions and we want to be respected, so we have to respect our leaders.
Speaking of respect, right, because we come to promises.
Wait, hold on.
The leader of the country, we've written Honorable Shawande Uhuru in good spirit. The letter was received. We have given the Honorable Shawande Uhuru 7 days to respond to our written demands. We either need immediate solutions, overnight answers, and time, date, and schedule concerning what matters cannot be fixed overnight. Failure to come and address the nation like Kairima did last Wednesday night within the 7 days. We write to the governor, we write to the UK Foreign Office, dissolve the entire house. They are unproductive, all 13. What Asa Banton said, F family, F friend, F all of them thing and stand up for country. No longer can they make the people a mockery. If you come out, your time is not wasted. The Premier have 7 days. He received the letter on Friday afternoon in good faith. The governor, the Foreign Office of England, the United Nations, and every other serious body in the world were contacted. We have not come here to puppy show our skin teeth. The leadership of the Virgin Islands is not a game. Eastern Switch project been going on for 30 years.
And respect go both ways. Respect go both ways, and we keep have tolerance for.
But if you disrespect, we will going to disrespect you. Likewise, we come in righteousness. Any one of the 13 leaders what see this as an attack on them as an individual has already proven themselves too immature to continue to lead you as a people, my brothers and sisters. Make we stand up in righteousness. Joe! Please, Empress, go ahead. I just want the people to know we're serious.
Alrighty, so Heritage has said what he has to say. So I'm going to just continue with what I'm saying. Because at any time we get into leadership positions, we want to be respected. But of course, we have a process. We have a right to speak up, which is happening right now. We are speaking against water, having no water. We are speaking against not having electricity. We are speaking against we have Greedy Bill there. With regards to the Greedy Bill, I understand why the Greedy Bill was made, because I understand Heritage allowed me. I understand why it was made, because I remember from the Ministry of Works what happened to Real George. I remember from the Ministry of Works what happened to Terrence Letson with not getting these allowances. They basically dropped to zero, down to poor level. Let me finish, Commodore. Hold on.
Rich members of St. Ursula's Lodge, please stop
Already.
people.
Letson
have all land all over the country. His family and children rich. George is the same thing. Stop making excuses for thieves. This movement belongs to a set of people, not one person. Somebody else start, please.
Already.
This revolution and rebellion is bigger than Raleigh. And we would want to include Anegada, South Island, Jocelyn, and Fiji, and all our neighbors for islands that belong to the VI. Stop using this BVI folly. We come here to protest on the behalf of the of the VI. VI. This BVI thing belongs to the UK and all of them who with this neo-colonialism imposing on us. And it's part of why Sleep one day behaving the way him behaving, because him is in cahoots with the pirate regime. And we try to redeem ourselves from the awkward reality of enslavement. Just like Abraham tried to save himself from the French, we try and save ourselves from the British. Hey, who else want to say something? No, man, you can't want to talk too much. Oh, sorry.
I'm not prepared because my belief is in some things are not like others believe, which has to do with respect. So, again, we are speaking about not killing our culture, not killing our heritage. We are speaking about our cost of living in the country. We are speaking about our youth development, our children. We are speaking about the Consumer Protection Act, all of these things which I support. Already? So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that the entire BVI is listening to what we are saying and listening to what I had to say and act accordingly. Thank you. There you go. I got it.
This was a bill that was passed in
19, and then it was revoked, pulled back, said they need a committee, a board, and all that kind of stuff. From 2019, if you was to spend time and read through that consumer bill, basically all the supermarkets should be shut down, right? A lot of construction companies would be violated. A lot of businesses would be violating the law. And the funniest thing about that whole consumer bill, there's no price index. So you can buy something for $1 and sell it for $100. It doesn't break the law. Of all the good stuff they put in the consumer bill, they didn't put a price index or anything. In your grocery store, are you aware that any product on the shelf should be in English or English and any other language? How many stores you can't read the product, but you have to look through the plastic to see that it's rice, or the can, because of a drawing on it that shows milk? Do you know when you go into a contract with individuals to build your home or anything like that, the agreement on the figure that's there is what you're supposed to hold that contractor against? Otherwise than that, you have all rights to file a lawsuit against them. The bill is a very good bill, but guess what? It will violate a lot of the legislators who have investment in these private entities, which is a conflict of interest. Practice to read what they put out. They realize that the Virgin Islanders do not like to read. They prefer to listen. And because of that, they take advantage of your sovereignty, your freedom, just by doing these things in the awkward manner. When you want a country to progress, you have to educate the people. When you want a country to progress, you have to make sure they're healthy. When you want a country to progress, you have to make sure that there's economics for the people to survive in. Have you seen any one of them in there with a plan to move or propel the Virgin Islands forward? I had some experience most recent with the Virgin Islands passport. Are you aware that we are not Virgin Islanders in the Virgin Islands? Our documentation tells us we are in the passport. Everyone who has a Tortola passport, Virgin Islands passport, can check it. We are citizens of the United Kingdom, the territory of. Right? We are a territory of. We don't even have a nationality of Virgin Islands, but constitutional, we are the Virgin Islands. Now, I was traveling the other day, and when I got off from leaving the Virgin Islands, entering to this other country, my passport have a discrepancy.
the nationality, the passport number, and GBR versus GBD, the initials is a problem. Good thing is that the immigration are aware of it and they corrected them. It was not myself either. It was several of us on the flight who suffered that thing. So now you have ministers or legislators traveling the world on a passport, and they're going to say they're from the British Virgin Islands. Not even so that they're getting right. They're not from the British Virgin Islands. They're from the Virgin Islands. They don't even know the constitution that they're representing.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not about individuals per se like myself and anything, whatever. We want everyone who feels like they have to want to air themselves to come and grab a mic, okay? And say what you want to say.
Yeah, respect.
Just put your hands up.
Give thanks for being here. I must say though, I'm a little bit disappointed in the people in the island here. You know, so many things affecting you, and you always want to stand aside and allow a few people to come and take a stand for you, for bring about change. And it cannot work like this. We have to stand united and believe in what we want and come and show the people that we want to see what's going on. If you stay in your building, in your home, what are you doing? You're calling on the radio. Come here and stand up, show support, solidarity. You understand? And it could go a very long way. But anyway, I'm in this country over 17 years now. And one thing I'm very disappointed in is the water problem. They spend so much money, you know, trying to get this right. And up to now, this country is too small for this. We should have done have this problem solved. And I don't know what is the problem, but I hope that someone take it and see the need for it and do what it takes to get it right. It's too long. We should not be suffering from water. Water is a necessity. You understand? Sewage still affecting us. And so much money going into this project. Oh, every year you see they're doing something. Peace. But they get in no way. Like I say, 17 years. Just imagine that. For a water sewage plant. 17 years I hear. And what about the people who are here longer than me, the local people who born here? Come on, man. We could do better. And like I say, I don't want to stay long on the mic. Give thanks for being here. I want to say to people, do not be afraid to take a stand for your right and what you believe in. Thanks.
You know, when you go back to the 3rd district, the Honorable Fraser, I mean, I'm not afraid to call names because
Don't be afraid.
They're representing us, okay? And never be afraid to call anyone that you put in that call because remember, you're their boss. They have this whole political thing all wrong, thinking that they're the boss. You hire them to do a job, and if they can't do the job, fire them. If you could leave your home every morning to go to work in Rotown, the capital, and you passing over 3 bridges to Seacoast Bay and a bad road, and you feel good about yourself when you get home the evening, you need to stay home.
It goes deeper than that.
Go ahead.
What about the individuals that have to call in to their employers? I can't come to work early this morning because I had no water to bathe. What about the amount of young persons in our schools today that are suffering from hand, foot, and mouth diseases, but when the parents go home, they can't bathe the children? What about the pregnant young ladies that can't go home and get water to bathe? What about the women that are suffering from menopause that need to go home and shower? They can't get water. But then you're going to go on a talk show last Wednesday and create fluff? I called in on that radio show and I asked specific questions. What are you going to do about the flooding between Slaney and Island Department Store, a small demographic of the district? And you had no answer. I asked about the road situations in the district. You had no answer. I asked about the harbor that you are allowing another constituent to dump old cars, old machinery, old Hilux, old dump trucks into the water. You had no answer. This speaks volumes. You have no answer because you have no plan. You have no desire. You have no care. No care whatsoever. After 30, look, this is the reason why I could say I am going to sacrifice whatever it takes necessary to fight on behalf of the people of this country, to fight on behalf of the people of my district, because we know we need better. And I am not the individual. So all of y'all like to talk on blogs. Let me say this once and for all. I'm going to say this once and for all. I don't need to come with any visual plan. I am an action man. I don't believe in talking my plans. I believe in showing you what I am going to do. Because what we have been dealt with talk for 20, 30 years. You could imagine, I am going into my third election cycle and we're speaking about the same thing. Water again, roads. Imagine those who have been going into several different election cycles before me. They're speaking about the same thing. Look at the road situation right here. The basic pride of cleaning up your capital, they don't even have. The basic pride, their hands had to be forced just to clean up these streets, just to cut the bush. For all the taxi drivers in this country, y'all deserve better. Y'all deserve better. We deserve better in this country. So I stand on the premise of our ancestors. I stand on the premise of the people of this country, the people of the 3rd district. We deserve better. And we are going to do better. We are going to get better. I'm going to pass the mic on.
That is correct.
All right, brothers and sisters, if you're a little hot and thing, you got drink over there. A major drink supplier, whole cooler drink, you got Red Bull, you got water, you got all kind of thing to keep yourself cool. Because you know the judgment hot. Glory be to God. Jah Rastafari. Brothers, continue to stand, continue to fight. Don't mind a little bit the number then. God is much. When little is in it, God is much. Big up all the people that are coming, big up the brothers and sisters near and far. We know we not alone. Don't mind that. They somewhere laughing, thinking that election morning they're going to still just feed them and their friends. Thinking that we could afford another 10 and 20 years back on their failed promises, failed lies, and failed visions. If they really wanted to help the youth of this country, they would have done it a long time ago. Not for my friend when I'm visiting a graveyard now. Because all we had to offer them was bush. All we had to offer them was bush. No real development, no real harnessing of talent and skills. None of that. No real financial aid, no real support for the elders. When my time comes, if I make it, do not count me down and be no bang one home. Check me out, bouncing up. Because both of them look like prison. Big and serious. Then we begin to stand up for what is right, brothers and sisters. They spend $1 billion+ every 4 years. Look around and ask yourself, if you, your life in your country, never panic, is a priority of that $1 billion+. The stupidness have to stop. Every one of them will promise you that we ain't qualified. We can't do this, we can't do that. But look at them and look at what they do with all their qualification. They have failed to the highest level. Give the youth them a chance, man. Give the youth them a mic. We coming with 13 soldier. I promise you in 1 year we will fix what them couldn't do in 30. I promise you every dollar going go to your future and your freedom. Jah!
That's all right.
Yeah, man, go to Satan. And the Empress want to do too.
What you want to do? Everyone, when all this come to pass, everything we are asking for, if we are alive, we can enjoy it, right? We will be alive, right? So again, agriculture ain't no science, guys. It's just common sense. Go back to your elders, go back to your history, go back to your, you'll see how elders did it. Local, come on, from the local meat products to, you go to the farming. Is that hard to get back to? It can be hard to get back to. Come on, we have the Maureen Foy and the Yuki farmers and Don Caribbean that are doing a wonderful job trying to keep us alive. And all they need is investment water. Let's get some more on board with them and be okay. This imported food that we eating every day, take a soul head in this around here now. And tell me, they ain't suffer a loss and family from cancer, kidney failure. Not a soul here can tell me they and a friend that passed away from that. And it's young, it's old, in my days growing up, a young person will die when there was an accident. The seniors will die as age. But today is what? The young ones are dying, our generation dying. So we could fix everything that we want here, we want it fixed. But if we are alive to enjoy it, it makes sense? That makes no sense. So I don't know if the young lady a while ago was trying to in any way bring up the greedy bill, but hey, I'm an ex-customs officer. And thinking that I'm going to tell me that a politician and a customs officer role is different. Matter of fact, the customs officer probably have more responsibility than a politician. So if they could leave with all this millions of dollars when they're done, well, I'm to everybody else. So I can't agree with the greedy bill in no form, way, or fashion. They have to go. So again, we need to be alive to enjoy all these. I mean, did we ask you for? We need to be alive. And agriculture ain't no science. Read my placard.
It takes a revolution to forward a solution.
You ready? I tell what
It takes a revolution to forward a solution.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sylvana Charles, and I am representing my community, the 6th District, specifically Puzzle and Johnson Gut area. My family has been living there for many years, one of the first families to really contribute to that community. And I've been living there for my entire life. And I know we're here today for lots of social ills, but if you know me, everybody knows my gripe right now is with the water woes that we've been experiencing for over half of my life. Even before, as a child, before I could remember really talking about politics, I'm talking as far back as Omar Hodge days. We, the people in the District 6 community, have been suffering with lack and sometimes days and weeks of no water. And it is ridiculous. As a teacher, there are many mornings that I have to call in and say, hey, can someone hold my first period class today because I don't have running water to get ready for work. Or sometimes I get into work and children are straggling in late to my lessons. And you ask them, sweetie, why are you late this morning? Oh, teacher, I live Joe's Hill, but we had no water this morning, so mommy had to carry everybody east end by granny to get ready. These are the youths that we say we care about, and they're missing important instructional time because of a basic necessity. I want to ask all leaders, do you have children that go to school and do after school activities, whether it's softball, basketball, soccer, dance? When they come home, don't they need a good shower?
No, he got to go that way.
I want to ask our politicians, do they not have elderly persons living with or among them? Do they not have little babies that need wiping down, especially during the summer months? Do they not have females in their family that go through a menstrual cycle? And we are suffering day in, day out. And I am tired of calling into Tola Radio about my water. I am tired of messaging in my community chat, no water this morning. I am tired of writing rants on Facebook and hashtagging no water, no walk.
Look at it. No water.
It's really disheartening. I am tired of making plaques and having to march and stand in front of people. We are tax-paying citizens. We are law-abiding citizens. And a basic need as running water. Don't you have laundry to wash? You don't have food to cook in your kitchen? You don't have cleaning that needs to be done around your house?
You have maids.
I am tired, and it's to the point where I feel like we all just need to grab our wash rags, toothbrushes, and go to their houses and bathe and go and clean up ourselves there, because clearly they have it and we don't.
Pam, 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 pam.
This has been something that has been going on for far too long. Stop playing with the people. Stop playing politics. Put the people first. Stop playing politics. When I go home, I would like to take a shower this evening. Water and sewage linesmen, please If the reservoirs need filling, let's get in contact with the persons in charge and let's see what we can do to fix the issue. I'm tired of you telling us pipes bust, pipes break, this, that, and the third. Every day is another problem, but no solutions in sight.
Them salary don't break though. The salary don't break though. Them constant flight don't break though. These people really is a pestilence and a nuisance to the country. Joe!
Stop kill we culture.
Fire!
It takes a revolution.
Alright,
Let me say my last piece here. I am going to reiterate again. There are government offices right now in Road Town without water. Many of their employees are on the street right now. Y'all are doing a terrible disservice to the people of this country. No more excuses. The excuses have outweighed their performance. The excuses have outweighed the government's performance. It is time for work, time for betterment for the people of this country. You have seniors in need. You have special needs individuals in need. What are we doing for them? We have vagrants that need to be taken off of our streets and placed in facilities, not to be treated as castaways and just hit with an injection. Find something to do with them. We need to do better in this country. Stop treating people as subjects. Stop treating people as subjects. Stop crossing things off on a bucket list and do what is right by this country. A lot of these things you see are what young people call cap. Straight cap. Do right by this country. Get our roads fixed. I heard someone say about getting into Road Town from Seacoast Bay. Imagine the ambulance have an emergency to go into West End. And they have someone inside of the ambulance that can't take too much bumping. And you have to climb over or fly over those what you call them again? Those mountains? Those hills? Those 3 bridges. What level of efficiency have we developed with placing those 3 disasters in our district? That is not effectiveness. That is not effective leadership. What other plans were put in place? What other designs? What other drawings? Nothing came before the community. You woke up one morning and construction happening. And you know the funny thing? I'm going to say it now. When I put them on blast on Facebook, when they had massive flooding, immediately they went down the road and jackhammered the sidewalk to get the water off. So what was the purpose of putting them there if you can't get the water off the road? What was the purpose? Man, I stop wasting our funds. Stop wasting our public funds. Stop it. Do right by the people. Do right by the people of this country. Do right. Do right. Stop killing our culture. We need water, roads, proper health care, price control in this country. There's no way the price of eggs should be more than a man's minimum wage. There is no way where you should be competing for $1 wage and the price for a loaf of bread. There is no way, not in this century. Not in this century. Think about it. You have to walk 3 hours just to fill 1 grocery bag. And your grocery bag doesn't even have a meat. Think about it. Nonsense.
It's a revolution.
Young people, the call is out to you. If you look at the dynamics of the Virgin Islands, you are today's people. Do not allow the older folks with the old mentality to dictate your future in the Virgin Islands. Demand, stand up, rise up against them. It's your time. They've been doing the same thing for decades. It's obvious that there's no way forward. But you're the ones with the common sense, the know-how to be able to lead this country. Don't be afraid to show your face, stand up for what you believe in. Fight for your generation, because their generation is already dead and gone. The hegemony that they're holding on to is of no value to you. Today's world is technological. You having your representatives going off abroad all the way, the UK, Asia, and all that stuff, and don't bring back one single new idea to implement, to make your life easier, to do things for you in your country. They haven't even created an avenue for you to better educate yourself because they don't want you to learn. Practice to read, seek knowledge in all aspects. When it comes to your country, the first thing anyone going to any country is supposed to be able to understand is the laws of the country, the do's and don'ts. Get in contact with your constitution. Get in contact with all documentation that the government puts out. It's all about you. It's representing you. And if you don't have any knowledge of what's going on, you'll be violating yourself all the time and accepting what it is. There is no way our bills, our annual budget can be going up millions of dollars and nothing being done. Where is the money going? Who is spending the money? Do the maths. How can I budget 25 million last year for the roads, and then still this year I budget another $25 million? Somebody has to answer for 50 million. Why isn't my budget going down at least 300 to 375 this year? Because 25 was already spoken for last year. But yet still we over 400 million. And the country basically operating in debt. Pay attention to the maths. Numbers don't lie. Nobody seems to be wanting to be able to fix the system. All they're telling you is broken. What is broken? If you got broken bones, you go to the hospital to fix it. So if you can't get it fixed, then let somebody move aside, let somebody else fix it. We cannot be taking on this kind of stupidity. You know, if you're inept to your position, step down. If you don't understand what it takes to lead, how often do you representatives, you legislators meet with your entire department and staff? Do you know who is the messenger for your department? Or you only know the PS? You're supposed to meet weekly or bi-weekly with your staff to know what's being done, how it's getting done, and what's not, so you can stay on top of your game. But when you're inept, when you never run a department yourself, when you never manage a company, you wouldn't know these things. You would not know these things. Anyway, Brother Chichi, want to say something?
Okay, guys, just real quick.
It's 10 o'clock after that, we're going to pass it back to you. We'll wrap it up with a little prayer with them. Okay.
Yeah, my brother Aaron touched on healthcare. We can't live on Anegada and Just Van Dyke, guys. No, I grew up in Anegada, meaning that every summer I had land over there, we go across it to live. I'm a coach by profession. I started being somewhere around here. And I would love to go to Anegada, even to live there for a while, to work with the kids, give them a chance to be a part of what's going on with sports in the British Virgin Islands. But unfortunately, my daughter, she suffers with epileptics. Now, that's my biggest fear of going there. Now, you're going to tell me the people of Anegada doesn't deserve a 24/7 mini hospital? You tell me that, guys? No. Anegada and Just Van Dyke is one of the most beautiful places in the British Virgin Islands. Salute John. Retirement doctors of the world in the US. They have doctors that I know. I know personally because of my job. I will ask them when they come. The retired doctors. If we gave you 6 months on one of these islands, and you give us your services for free, we give you some place to live, eat, drive, and you come and you give us our services. Not one never said no to that. So you want free healthcare? Since it's expensive to get sent to the doctors over here. Don't want to go across there to work. Okay, let's bring in those expertise doctors from around the world for free. So if you live on Just Van Dyke or on Anegada, you got to choose when to get sick. On Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. You got to be on one of those days when there's a ferry. Now you think in these times here, that's right. My friend Karen's right here. Karen's right here. Yeah, so you think in these days, Anegadians should be living like that? Come on, guys, man, come on. Just Van Dyke should be living the way they're living? Without health care? God forbid something happened to them on a Tuesday or Thursday. They got taking that pain, holding that pain till Friday. That's my 2 cents, guys, okay? That's my 2 cents. All right.
It takes a resolution
make a solution.
Yes, sir. Brothers and sisters, give thanks and praise. Thank everyone for coming out. Thank you guys for your support. Thank the media them for coming. Thank the people them who sponsor the drinks. Thank the police for securing the road. And just thank everybody. Make the people of the world hear what's going on. We here in the Virgin Islands, we fighting for freedom. We fighting for better living. Basic things like running water. We have a serious crisis where every item in the country was raised to reflect a $8.25 minimum wage. It's now been announced that it's going to be $7.25, and no one has told the businesses to bring back down their prices. No one is saying it out loud. The fact that no one you elected said anything shows you that they don't care about you at all. They care about them supermarket friend and them party sponsor. Pay attention. Anyway, thank you guys. Big up everybody. Remember, once again, the work is not in vain. Shawande Uhuru has a letter. He has our demands, and he has 7 days, brothers and sisters. What are we going to do after the 7 days, the sisters say? We're going to immediately contact the governor and the Foreign Office of England and ask him to dissolve the present government because they in no way reflect the voice or the views of the people. We also will stage a 7-day sit-out, public and private service. Is either we serious about getting results right now, or we poppy showing? Let them continue to abuse us if that's the case. Let them continue to raise their own money if that's the case, and fly around all day if that's the case. But if you love your future and you love your country, 7 days them have. We ain't come to poppy show. Joe Rastafari.
And we would have, the UK challenging them too. Because them is the root of all of this. And if them could just allow their house slave to operate at this other function on the behalf of our public, them have to show responsibility as well, because they practicing barbarism, piracy, a whole list of things, neo-colonialism, racism. The government office is evidence of that. But then, them better do right by we.
Yeah. Amen. We ain't come to talk, we ain't come to skin no teeth.
If anyone who's been listening via the radio or hear live,
give me a second.
anything that was said or anything that you have that's important that affects your life, feel free to write your talking legislation. Right? The minister or whoever controls that department and copy it to all others. Feel free, you are the bosses for these people to understand that they're taking advantage of you in your own country. They think we are the workers, but they are the slaves. The system that's in place, they agree to, and we need to break the chains. Stop making excuses that the system is broken when you are hired to fix the system. Don't have any of them coming on any podium telling you, oh, the procedures, change it. You have that right. You have that power. Don't be telling us you're opposing this. All 13 members, people, do you understand when we elect 13 members? Yes, there's a government side, right? And there's an opposition side, but all 13 of them are supposed to represent the entire Virgin Islands. The entire Virgin Islands. So if they see the government body doing wrong, they're supposed to report back to us. We are the bosses. Stop having them fair-mongering you, pretending that you are the victim of it, of the system that they put in place. Understand, read the Constitution, read the laws, understand the labor and the immigration laws, understand your customs, understand your prison, understand the police laws. Prepare yourself for what's on come. You see the governor allowing a lot of stuff to happen. What do you think is that? What do you think that's going on with? A possibility of a hostile takeover in the situation. The Cardi would have failed us. So, prepare for the right, all your representatives, in response to anything that you have that's concerning to them. Thank you.